Hello everyone, my name is Jay Martin. Thank you for watching TDB Replays. We've got a 1v1 game. Our Dutch player, who brought the Prince of Orange, is a really old player from AA or Archangels named Gold, who I remember playing against. And in fact, this clan was founded by a couple of people who left Huntsman to found it. And we're playing Dutch, and in the email, which, by the way, was from 2016, Gold says he started playing Netherlands almost exclusively to kind of sort of handicap, the wrong word maybe, to make it harder for him to win, to make him play better to get a win. I think that's an interesting idea. I like the army. What we have here is, we have 10 line infantry, so line infantry is always good. There's 5 lights in the center, and then we have the Carabiner, which is the heavy cav unit. An interesting thing about Netherlands is they're so bad as a faction, but they have these weird strengths, like their cav is actually really good, so you can bring a really balanced formation like this, but it's not uncommon to see people bring a lot of cav as Netherlands because those are their best units. This game is really intricate and fairly complicated. I'm going to miss some things despite my best efforts. I've watched this a few times now, and I have kind of a good idea of what I want to talk about. What I like about what Gold does at the beginning is everything is really flexible. 4 line, 5 lights, and he wants to fight it. Now, what he's against is there's 2 Lancers and 4 Shooter Cav. There's only 2 units of lights. There's a Chasseur there and a Volt that's hidden. But we have, I think, 2 Old Guard in the infantry for the French player here. So this is kind of the classic gambit that a lot of people are doing. There's the Volt. How do you deal with... excuse me. How do you deal with the Shooter Cav? And I think Gold puts together a really kind of strong answer to that. If the France player brings more cav than you at the beginning, you kind of weather the storm and try to out infantry them in the end. Gold's answer to that is the 5 lights right there. There's a real big question, and I lost a game the other day if you watched our previous, screwing around on the weekend videos. If the French cav can take over the early game, then you're kind of looking at a loss. If you can hang out, and eventually your range advantage wins, and you don't let the Shooter cav beat you in the early game, then you have a really strong prospect towards the end game. And then, recurring subject, well, I beat the Shooter Cav, but then the Old Guard's still there. Then, yeah, that's kind of what you're asking your army to do. The opponent, by the way, is from the Unity clan, Tano 66, odd combination of Star Wars references, maybe. But Unity clan has been around for a long time, and this is probably a very good player. So, Tano moves all of the cav to the right, and in what I think is a good example of big picture maneuvering, the fog sucks here. This player pulls back where they don't want to fight. Gold pulls back where he's not comfortable fighting yet, but Gold really wants to get these lights into a relevant position here. Gold will have some kind of a range advantage. The question is, can this flank survive? Right? So we're thinking about it. Get the lights up there. I'm curious why Gold is not in light infantry behavior. Here comes a cav charge. These are Lancers. Gold withdraws to the safety of his line, which we're in excellent position. Hits the square. Is it just me, or do the graphics look exceptionally good in this replay? Maybe I don't zoom in that often. What is this unit doing? That's odd. Okay, so the point is that the Lancers die, and they don't actually trade with the unit. So it's a good start. There's also a good flanking position here. I feel like the French player is making a mistake here. Like, he wants to advance on this angle to attack here, obviously with the cav coming this direction, but somehow he's allowed himself to get kind of flanked here. That's not a great spot to be in. And then 2 units over here are kind of holding down 4. Not a great spot. But here's where the meat of the game is going to come together. Dutch flags go red because of the old guard. Okay, so what are these cav going to do? They need to do something quick. Here we go. Gold postures with his carabiners. Ooh, that's routed at 61, man. Just from range attack from the shooters. That doesn't feel good. If France can do that again, I think France is favored to win the game. Don't know why this... Well, this unit's in square because the carabiners postured. So that was a good move. That's going to let that Polish get shot up really good. Range attack from the shooter cav. Okay. I tell you, I'm looking at this Polish. That's at 57. Just getting the shit shot out of it. The French players shouldn't be letting that happen. It looks to me like there's a charge from the Lancers at William II there. So there's like 3 relevant things happening right now. French cav over here. Yeah, we're into the general. I like this, you know, he saw this happening, and so he positioned this line unit to shoot at the Lancer. France gives away the Lancer without a kill on the general. I think this is looking good for the Dutch team. I might consider... He doesn't do it, but I would be tempted to charge a cav unit at this point. I would feel a little overwhelmed, and I just want to... Oh, man, that unit route's okay. At 65. General's still alive. Okay. There goes another cav that's going to get shot by all the lights. I think the French player is dropping the ball a little bit right here. Like 4 units being held by 2, 2.5. I think you're leaving some DPS out on the spreadsheet there. I mean, the trick here is, can the Dutch player survive long enough to get the enemy cav off the field and still have a ranged light infantry advantage? Is kind of the question. And I think if I'm the French player, I want those units involved. But the attack here, he's pulling back. Gold is. Oh, and we're going after the general again. It's the last Lancer. Lancer dies. Okay. Dutch general down to 3 men in the unit. Worth noting. Oh, got it. Routes. My bad. My bad. Dutch general routes. This is not good. But France is down to 3 cav. Gold's showing a lot of patience by not committing his caveat. I would have definitely committed 1 at least by now. So we should see a okay, so that's interesting. This unit card says encourage general alive. So what I think that means is that the general unit routes with like 1 man left in it, who is the actual general, and we're waiting for that general to exit the map. Once that happens in like 30 seconds from now, then everybody's going to get a big morale debuff. And this card is worried about the old guard, frightened enemy unit. Okay, so we change subjects. So Cav countercharge a little bit. And I think if we had a pause right here, there's a Lancer at 21. Shooter at 11, shooter at 20. I like how Gold has attritioned a lot of the French cavalry and seems to have an infantry advantage. If we magically ignore Old Guard, I think Gold's light infantry is probably good enough to win. But there's this magical debuff that's about to pop up. Ooh, it's a good cav charge. Oh, he hits the square. Nice. That is an Old Guard, though. I guess I'm making some assumptions about the relative accuracy. At this point in the game, Gold has played himself to a point. Okay, so the Old Guard deroute here. Lancer's still going at 11. But Gold has played himself to a point where he's got the 3 Carabiners. Like, those are actually really, really good units. And I'm curious what he does with them. Or another way to put it is, if I pause the game here, I think Gold has kind of the tools to win. I think there's some things that don't look great, like this general flood penalty that's about to pop up. But I think this is winnable. Here go Carabiners. Okay. There's a square. Get into that vault, man. Yeah, retreat. Good, 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 good. He gets into the vault. The vault's gotta go. 21. Yeah. Oh, and the Carabiners get into it. Okay. What do we route there? A Polish. Very strong. Undefended chasseur, man. This is a juicy target. He's just got to hold out until... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. 1, 2. Everyone's routing. Everyone's routing. 5. 5 are routing. Concern. General fled. Yep, there it is. General exited the map. But the Carabiners are still going. Riding this Old Guard would be super strong. Old Guard at 86. Old Guard don't look to be fighting back. So the big question, I'm looking at the minimap here. I'm seeing 3 Dutch infantry, 5 French. The question is, do the Dutch come back from routing, I think. Old Guard at 65. Fighting with Carabiners. What does this actually look like? Old Guard at 55. Is the other... Okay, and that Carabiner is going after the general way back there, if you can see that. Oh, and there's an infantry unit shooting. So Old Guard route, 48. That's actually kind of high for an Old Guard. But the 2 Carabiner units here are about half strength. This one, 30. Okay, we're not bothering to chase the general. And somehow Gold cleared the right out, and we're back down to 4 French units. This seems odd. He titled the replay Crazy 1v1. I guess I'm seeing why. I think he's favored here. It's 5 infantry V4, and there's 2 cav units left. One of those is an old guard. Ugh. So, oh my god. Oh, there's 3 more. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good here. Some things that I like that Gold did is playing against the shooter cav. I need a term for this, but just kind of held out, let the shooter cav attrition themselves, and there's an impetus on the French player to make the shooter cav break the game early, and somehow that just didn't happen. And I'm not sure this is a fair statement, but it's like, it's not like Gold won. It's like the French player failed. Like the shooter cav army composition has a couple of like win conditions stapled to it, and if the French player doesn't tick all of those boxes, then eventually you wind up in a position like this, right? Like, if the French player is going to go all in on 6 cav, then those 6 cav kind of need to win the game in conjunction with your old guard. If you don't do that, or the other side of the coin is if Gold can play defensive enough and attrition all the cav away, then you wind up in an advantage. And how I think Gold played this really well is very, very conservative with his cav, and then he met condition 1. Okay, the shooter cav didn't kill me, and now flip the game, go to end game. I have 3 cav, or 2 cav now, I guess, and you have none. And because of the original army builds, I'm inherently going to have way more infantry than you. Now I have an advantage. If for some reason old guard don't, pull an old guard, then I look pretty good. And that's how we got where we are here. I thought this was a really well played game by Gold. And if you watched, actually, I'm not even sure I posted it, but I played a 1v1 against Clover in a similar situation, and I just got, I got beat because I didn't, tick all those boxes or meet those conditions. His shooter cav got the best of me in a game that I haven't posted yet. So really, really smart reference there. That's great. So this is a blueprint. People are always asking, how do you beat the shooter cav? How do you beat the shooter cav? This is kind of another example of that. And again, with the underdog, the underpowered Netherlands against the more powerful France. So, anyway, thanks for sending the game to me, Tom. It only took me 4 years to do a replay on this one, but it turned out to be pretty good. Other news, you're welcome to join us on Discord, hang out, play some games on the weekends. And you can also send me an email with the replays. Send me replays at gmail.com is the way to do that. I don't promise I'll do it, but I might do it, and I might do it 4 years later, like in this one. So there you go. Nice game. Nice game. Really cool. And again, too, just kind of old clans going at it. Old players. Yeah, there's Gold. Tano 66. Well played, gentlemen. Thank you for watching. My name is Jay Martin. Catch you in the next video.